One of the biggest challenges that businesses face today is how to act in an environmentally responsible manner and still make money. As environment-related legislation tightens, it's no longer something that a business can ignore. Ikea has developed a strategy that puts sustainability at the heart of many of its practices. And, as this film shows, many of those practices also make good business sense.
For me, sustainability has been part of Ikea's DNA almost from the very start, but they probably didn't realise it. We've always looked at the frugality of the resources that we use. So you'll see today when you go around the store how we've looked at designing products to use the least amount of materials, and then we can actually translate that into a lower cost in the stores.
Ikea is a powerhouse in the world of retail. It's one of the best known brands on the planet. Its combination of quality design at low prices is familiar to many. Less familiar is the fact that low cost can mean low environmental impact too.
The lack table we've redeveloped. Originally it was a hard wood table. In order to economise on resources, what we've actually done is developed a board-on-frame system whereby it's actually a hard piece of outer board, and then within it it's recycled cardboard in a sort of a honeycomb structure. So it still has the same appearance of a hardwood table, but it actually uses a lot less resources. On top of that, we wrap it in cellophane rather than in a cardboard box to save on packaging. The whole result of this process is that we have a product that has come down in price dramatically because we use less resources, and it's also easier and lighter to handle in our resource chain, and obviously in transportation, less carbon emissions involved and more products into each shipment.
Ikea shortened the length of this sofa by 2 centimetres, meaning it could get 4 more onto a truck, reducing both carbon footprint and transportation cost. It's also managed to combine cost-cutting with environmental benefit in the way it runs its stores.
We've changed a lot of the lights to more efficient lighting, reduced the time that the lights are on, and over the last 5 years we've actually reduced the energy bill that IKEA has used by 25%. That's saved IKEA UK £1.2 million every year.
If we reduce energy costs in our stores, we reduce our bills that we have to pay, and we reduce the costs on our products, and we can pass that low price on to the customers.
Ikea's strategy is to make the most of resources. This knotted table, for example, uses parts of wood that are usually rejected. But to meet the challenge of increasingly limited resources, Ikea has recognised that it needs to go further.
Wood is really important to Ikea. It makes up 50% of our product range. It's an excellent resource. It's renewable, recyclable and biodegradable. We always make sure in Ikea that all of our wood is sourced from sustainable forests. We actually work with WWF on various projects, which is really good. We're working with one at the moment, which is to stop illegal logging.
Ikea makes the most of its waste too. Some stores produce their own heating from waste products, while others find money in different ways.
Take, for example, the cardboard bales behind me. They currently attract £25 for each bale, and we use that to offset against other operational costs. So there is money in recycling, and it does help to keep eventually our prices down.
The same presentation that I do to someone like a campaigning organisation should be the same slides that I'd use to finance directors. So on recycling, for instance, IKEA UK is recycling 85% of its waste and not sending so much to landfill. That's for the NGOs. I can turn around and say we're saving £1 million on waste disposal costs every year by doing the same thing.
There's a practical side to corporate social responsibility at Ikea. The firm works with suppliers who can provide consumers with the kind of low-cost, high-quality design products they like. And by helping in other ways, Ikea is building communities it can work with in the future.
For every Sunan lamp sold, we donate one to UNICEF, which will then go to be sent to Pakistan to help children who haven't got the resources to read at night or do their homework at night. The great thing about the light itself is that it's solar powered, so that means places that don't have electricity, refugee camps, it's the right sort of light for that area, and therefore kids can make the best use of it.
Ikea's business strategy links sustainability and cost saving closely. For example, no plastic bags at checkout saves money and waste. And rather than needlessly dispose of returned products, Ikea sells them in Bargain Corner. In terms of floor space, it's small, but its contribution to a store's net profits is considerable, up to 15%. Looking forward, the real challenge for IKEA is to keep the momentum going.
I'm an environmentalist. Should I be on the outside campaigning for change or be on the inside working for change and working with a progressive company? And that's what I feel that we do. And when the day comes that we're not making a difference, that's the time for me to be leaving and knocking on the door.